And you can find those long-lasting batteries at over 100,000 locations across the nation. And yet, we recycle even more batteries than we sell. Why? Because we don't just want to get you going. We want to make sure where you're going remains worth getting to. Interstate Batteries, the nation's #1 car battery recycler.
Here in my car, I feel safest of all.
Why are you singing that song?
Because I have a gorgeous voice. And we're going to Walmart, where you don't have to get out of your car to get fresh groceries. These guys get how busy our family is. We ordered online, and now they're bringing them right to our car for free. Right to our car. It's the only way to live in cars.
It's a good thing you're handsome.
Bow, bow, bow.
Order your groceries online by 1 p.m. for same-day pickup. Download the Walmart grocery app and start shopping now. With free grocery pickup, there are more ways to Walmart.
Cars.
State Farm, this is Bill.
You finally got me, Bill.
What's that, Rick?
The Clark Street crater, the mother of all potholes.
Oh.
Yeah, year after rim-wrecking year, it's tormented the people of this town. They try to fill it, but it always returns. It got me good.
But you know, State Farm's got you too.
You hear that? You ain't nothing!
You trash-talking a pothole?
Yes. Yes, I am.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm. Talk to an agent today.
Hey guys, have you been hearing about low T and testosterone therapy? Testosterone is the cornerstone of a man's health. After age 30, we may lose about 2% of our testosterone each year. This causes us to lose energy, get fatter, lose sex drive, and disrupts our sleep. We think we are just getting old when that feeling is really caused by low T. Universal Men's Clinic has local medical providers specializing in restoring your testosterone. We have had success with many patients.
Our medical staff will monitor every step of your progress, evaluating your blood levels and symptoms. Within a few weeks, many patients have reported more natural energy and a better sex drive. Within a few months, many active patients report stronger bodies and the physical performance of their younger days.
Call Universal Men's Clinic at 702-430-6994. That's 702-430-6994. Or visit universalmensclinic.com.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $500 million for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922. 800-375-2922.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
See your Vegas Golden Knights on February 12th against Arizona on the Flight Deck. Presented by Allegiant. The Flight Deck is where all the off-the-ice excitement happens, from the Knights Castle to the Night Line. Tickets in the Flight Deck are standing room only and include all-you-can-eat food, beer, and wine. Tickets are just $140. Go to LVSportsNetwork.com for the link and use the promo code RADIO. Sponsored by Glenn Lerner Injury Attorneys. In a wreck and need a check? One call. That's all. Resale and transfer are restricted on these Flight Deck sales. Tickets will be delivered via flash seats 48 hours before the game.
Hello, friends. This is Thomas Johnson from Joe's Seafood Prime Steak and Stone Crab. Need a great idea for lunch or dinner? Your best bet is Joe's, one of the most popular dining destinations on the Strip. Joe's provides the ideal setting for private parties with accommodations for up to 150 guests. Stop by to see us at the Forum Shops at Caesars and ask for Thomas Johnson, your maitre d'.
Yeah, do that. And make sure and make a reservation if you're going in the evening. 702-792-9222. You'll have a great time at Joe's. The food will be sensational. You'll love the atmosphere. The staff is just out of sight at Joe's. Who are we today? It's Patrick Everson from Covers.com. Teddy Covers. Teddy Covers, Sports Memo and WagerTalk.com. I'm Dave Cokin. Ari Platten is pushing the buttons. Chuck Esposito was with us earlier. And Ralph Michaels is always with us, at least in spirit, because he's the one who puts together our Joe's Angle of the Day. Teddy, what did he come up with today?
Well, it's an interesting one because, not interesting, but today, Ralph's trend, an angle, corresponds directly with my free play up right now at sportsmemo.com.
That's a good thing.
I hope so. And it's NBA. Real simple. And the Joe's Angle cashed on Monday with the Rockets, cashed on Tuesday with the 76ers over. For Wednesday, the Bucks 9-2 against the spread, their last 11. The Memphis Grizzlies 2-13 against the spread in their last 15. And oh, by the way, the Bucks are in revenge for a loss earlier this season against the Grizz. And check out what they've been doing to teams that have beaten them once this season.
Oh.
It's not pretty for the opponent. So, it says take the Bucks minus the spot at Memphis tonight. Current number in that ball game sitting 6. If you shop around, you can even find a 5.5.
You can find. You won't find too many differences as far as the NFL playoff games for this weekend are concerned. Maybe you can steal a half point here or there, depending on what a house is doing and what they need with futures that might create a mini differential in the line. Patrick, as usual, you are traveling all over the place, getting the latest information as far as what the betting patterns are like, what it's going to possibly indicate as far as the weekend action is concerned. So fill us in. Where are we going?
Well, we're going to go to the Superbook and John Murray. Obviously, those guys do a great job over there. And I think this is interesting, and I'll throw it out there and let you guys take the ball and run with it. But on the NFC game, which is the first one up on Sunday. By the way, the game's all a little bit later on Sunday, which is nice. We can all,
the first one's noon, right?
We can all sleep in a little bit.
No, we can't. You won't. I won't. We'll both be up. Come on, let's be real.
I'll probably be awake at 6:30 doing a tweet storm or something.
Sleeping in.
There's college basketball that morning.
That's
I'm going to
true.
be up. Okay?
Yeah, that's true.
It just makes us wait longer.
Yes.
True. So John Murray, I thought this was interesting. They're at 3.5. They opened 3. They went to 3.5 very, very quickly at the Super Bowl.
Now, this is on which game?
NFC game.
Okay.
NFC game. So the first game, Saints Rams. He says, so they're 3.5 now. He says, whenever we go to plus 3.5, minus 110 on the Rams, we have wise guys taking the Rams. So right now they are at minus 3.5 on Saints at even money. So Rams are
minus 120.
Minus 120. So but again, whenever they go to plus 3.5, minus 110, they get Rams money.
Okay. So a question based on that. Are they getting sharp money or respected money at the minus 3 when they're sitting at 3?
That's a good question. They've been at 3 so little that I'm not sure that's come in yet. But,
okay.
He did say this is wise guy money taking the Rams at the plus 3.5, minus 110. They opened 3 on the Saints, minus 120. So it took money right away on the Saints. So
this line's legitimately like 3.25. You know,
yeah, really.
You're laying
exactly.
3, you're laying 3 minus 20, you're catching 3.5 plus, even money.
Mm-hmm. That's a really good way to look at it. I'd never thought of it that way, and that's a great way to look at it.
See if I can buy a quarter point now.
I'll sell you one.
Yeah, I bet you will.
They've got a decent sized need on New Orleans for this game, and part of that, as you noted, Dave, these books have they've got to look at their futures book as well, and sometimes what they might need for the game in the big picture is they may need the exact opposite.
Well,
but,
it could be people like myself, and I haven't decided exactly what to do. I made one future bet this year. I bet the Rams at a pretty good price. I'm going to have to do something this weekend, I think. But I haven't figured out exactly what to do yet. So, and I think there's a lot of people who have Rams tickets out there because this is a line that went from 20-1 down to like 6-1 before the season started. So there are a lot of Rams futures, and I think a lot of people are in the same boat as I am, trying to figure out what the best way to manipulate things is here, especially since it's not the Super Bowl yet. Because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you've jeopardized your profits by fading or hedging here. Because then you still have to do the same thing all over again in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I'm not going to hedge unless I like the other side that I'm hedging against. Not here. And it's one thing if you have, what were the Chiefs at the start of the season? The Chiefs
they were a lot more than this.
Yeah, exactly. They were in the 20 or 30-1 range, I'm sure.
26, something like that.
At least. So it's one thing if you have that in your pocket. If you have 8-1 or 10-1 or 6-1, the double hedge isn't going to do you any good.
Plus, with the Chiefs, if you're in that situation with the Chiefs, you have the nicer option of taking points or taking plus money. And that's not a bad hedge.
Right.
But I can't do that. I'm going to have to lay a price or lay points with the Saints. I'm probably just going to avoid doing it completely as far as that bet is concerned and play what I think is going to happen this weekend just on its own.
Seems reasonable.
Well, I don't know if it's reasonable. That's probably what I'm going to do, because hedging one game out when you're not able to do it with plus money is, to me, not a good risk.
Well, especially unless you have a 20 or 30 or 50 or one of those kind of scores. And obviously, the Saints were never that high, and they were bet pretty heavily by the end of October. The Patriots were never that high.
No, no, we're not talking about by mid-season. All these teams were low priced, so I'm only talking about people who might have done a preseason wager, and it wasn't. And forget the Patriots because they're never particularly attractively priced anyway. Now, what about the other game? Because now we've got a situation here with the Patriots and Chiefs. We talked about this earlier, where it was an aberration for 1 week. The public decided we're going to bet against the Patriots. And it obviously didn't work. Boy, did it ever not work.
No sweat in that game.
I know Kansas City's really scary. They're at home. You can make the case that the Patriots' road numbers really aren't very good this year. And on those, you're probably supposed to look at Kansas City here. But I think the bettors are going to be back in the Patriots.
I think they will, too. And I thought Chuck brought up an interesting point in the first half hour here. And I've heard it from a couple of other people behind the counter this week. And that is, people are going to not only take the Patriots spread, but they're going to take the Patriots money line. And I think you even brought it up too, David. If you feel like the Patriots are the better team and they're going to win this game, this is a spot the Patriots are very, very familiar with, even if not necessarily on the road as often as they are at home. It's, you're better off taking the money line here, and I think that's where the public's really going to come in off of what they saw last, as you said, how well the Patriots played last week and really dispatched the Chargers.
So, Teddy, is this going to end up a situation like we had last weekend where all the money line action is going to be in the dog?
Yeah.
And the favorite bettors they're going to come in and lay the price with Kansas City. So that's an ideal situation for the books if they can get Kansas City to win a really close game, because then they win everything.
Sure. If the game lands on 1 or 2 with the Chiefs winning, would be a great result for the books. And if KC wins by a field goal,
not bad.
It certainly would be a bad result. But when you talk about this game, I'm not convinced the money's going to come on New England here. I think, as Chuck said, we talked to Chuck Esposito obviously earlier in the show. As he said, this game's going to get two-way action. It's not going off a 3. And don't underestimate, AC, Kansas City won and covered last week. B, Patrick Mahomes has struck a nerve in the betting public that is very real. And KC was a point spread juggernaut for extended stretches this season, even though they weren't down the stretch. So that being said, they covered the last 2.
And then I do think this is accurate. I think that the guys who bet numbers and not teams, I think they're going to end up on the Chiefs in this game.
Not necessarily, because Kansas City's defensive numbers aren't.
Yeah, but the Patriots.
The Patriots' defensive numbers aren't any good either.
And they're really bad on the road. And
Sure.
the Chiefs' home defensive numbers actually aren't that bad.
Nobody seems to know that.
I
yet.
know. It's
The Superbook is also seeing the wise guys, the sharper players, taking Chiefs money line at spots. When I just looked before we went on with this segment, it was minus 155. They're not laying minus 155 in the money line, but John says every time we go cheap, minus 140, minus 145, minus 150 on Chiefs, wise guys are taking the Chiefs money line. He said, again, it certainly expects public to be on the Patriots spread of money line. They don't mind writing Chiefs money line because the book does really good to the Chiefs in the futures book.
minus 140. I got to tell you, as someone who is more a numbers guy,
yeah, minus 140
minus 140. I'm taking the Chiefs.
That's not a number that'll last. But what's really interesting when you look at the money line disparity, the Chiefs are 3, and the Saints are 3 1/4, and there's a huge disparity in the money lines between those two ball games. At least 20 to 25 cents just about every book.
Yeah, I don't think you're not going to get a bargain on the Saints money line. I think you might on the Chiefs. Possible. That's why we say this every week, but I never get tired of saying it. And then sure enough, I'll read something tonight about somebody who bet one of my games and only could find one line on it.
Right. We talk about the apps.
Get the apps.
God forbid, get the apps.
Even on a game like this, there's going to be differences.
Well, we all use. Look, it's one thing if you're trying to say, this sponsor's on or that sponsor's on, not the product we use. We all use them.
Yeah.
They're on my phone. They're on your phone. They're on Patrick's phone. We're not trying to sell you something that we're not using.
Yes.
If you have the apps, you use them, and you end up winning more bets that way.
I've got the apps from people who aren't sponsors of the show, okay? I mean, I want as many outs as I can possibly get, not only here in Las Vegas, but in locations, in more exotic locales, if there's such a thing as more exotic.
Warmer climes.
Well, they're not that much warmer, but you want access to as many outs as you can get because you are simply going to win more bets. Yeah. And if you're still stuck,
and push more bets.
These people, and they're not out here. Because in Las Vegas, it's a different marketplace. It's a much smaller.